Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting evening of Shear Chat right here from the Shear Chat studio of Washington, D.C. I am your host, Rossana with my extra special guest, all the way from upstate, Miss Rossana Serrano.
Hello.
Please meet the people. People meet Rossana.
Hello, everyone.
We're so excited to have her here. She is an awesome representative from the Coty Ink Company. Well, that's not how you say it.
Coty Ink.
Coty Ink, yeah. Right. Representing Clairol and Wella brands. She is a young lady that I met in the process of doing some color seminars here in the area. Mm-hmm. She's been to our school at Bennett Career Institute, so I wanted to bring her here, and I'm so excited that she had the opportunity to come.
Yes.
So, Rossana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I finally made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've been watching all your shows. And
Thank you.
Well, again, my name is Rossana Serrano. I been in the beauty industry for a long time, since 1985. You were probably not born yet. Yes.
Surprise, I was. I'm not going to tell you guys how old I was then, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
He was a baby. He was in diapers by then.
No.
Just yes.
Just a yes. Okay, yes, I was.
Yes.
My mom's going to be like, no, he wasn't.
So, Mama, he's my adopted child right now.
See, I'm in good hands, Mom.
Yeah. And I have done so many amazing things with my career. I always tell people I was very fortunate that I did my cosmetology class for my 2 years in high school.
Okay.
So I did attend a vocational school.
Nice.
Yeah. So when I graduated from high school, I had my license. Actually, I actually got my license before I graduated from high school.
See, that's exciting.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So and then after that, I started working right away for a very good company, for Regis and Supercuts.
Right.
And I was trained. At that time, we only did haircuts.
Okay.
And really, that's all I used to like back then.
Okay.
I just wanted to be
just
cutting. I probably would have been a barber if I could.
Okay.
Barbers out there. So I stayed with a company with Regis for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I started, of course, a hairstylist.
Right.
I was a manager, and then I was an art director for them. I trained thousands of stylists that would come through me in order to work for the company. They have to take a week training, cutting training, and then Supercuts evolved where we were doing color.
Okay.
So it was not just cutting, but also color.
Okay.
So I did that for so long, and I cover pretty much the whole entire United States. So I travel a lot, including Puerto Rico.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so it was a very fun job, and I still keep in touch with all my ex students or stylists because they were all licensed, and the art directors from Supercuts. Okay. So through Facebook.
Okay.
I love because I get to see all of them and see how great they're doing. And after that, I started working for a beauty school. Okay. Because I was traveling too much, and my daughter at that time was little, so I'm like, I need to stay home. Right. So I worked for Beauty Schools of America in Miami, my beautiful town, my motherland. And again, it was amazing. It's just so rewarding to work in a beauty school. I loved each one of them, and each day that I was there, I was happy. I was doing something. And then to see them grow and to see them become, experts on hair and color. Owning their own salons, platform artists. So it's very rewarding. And then because as you can tell, I like to be on stage. I like to be in camera just a little. I was part of the design team for Wella and Clairol. Okay. So we did a lot of stage work, beauty shows, again, traveling a lot. Going to beauty schools. I never let go of my beauty schools.
And see, that's good. And that's, I think, is a great thing because beauty schools is where it starts.
It is.
That is the foundation. I work, for those of you who may not know, but if you watch, you do know, that I work at one of the largest schools in the area, which is Bennett Career Institute. And that is one of the things that I find the most joy in is seeing students when they first start and watching them go all the way through and seeing the skills that they master by the end. You know, not everybody comes in having, you know, done hair pretty much all their life. We get a lot of students who say, I've never cut anybody.
Right.
I don't even know how to hold shears. I don't know anything about color. Yes. They have no idea. So, which is awesome because that is the blank canvas that you have to build on and really give them everything they need to be successful while they're there with you.
Exactly. Well, and when I worked in the school, I decided I wanted the new students, so I did have first level.
Okay.
So I had my babies,
right.
You know, they're brand new. They didn't even know how to hold the comb and the shears together. And then to see them on stage, or to see them working in their salon and being so successful, I'm like, wow, you know, it's very rewarding.
Absolutely. To know that you had a hand in that type of success.
Yes. You know, it's good karma.
It's more than a little hand, you know. It's more, I mean, because realistically, that's where it starts. Right. And so, like you said, if you have first level, that was really the foundation. You know, that is really where they got the start. And I'm sure that many of the lessons that you taught at that level, they will never forget. Right.
They still remember, I mean, a lot of stuff that we did in the class. And now they're applying it, because a lot of them are educators themselves.
Nice.
So I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Amazing. I mean, to see them on stage.
Right.
You know, doing beautiful work and presenting where they could not even talk in front of people. You know, you're like, excuse me? Because I know you wanted that.
Exactly.
Tell me a story.
That was my life.
Yeah.
That was my life. It was like, no, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything in public. I don't want to cut. I don't want to do anything. But that beauty school has really brought that side of my personality out. I remember when I first competed in a hair show, I was scared to death. And even the day of the show, I said, I'm not going to do this. And I had my teacher told me, he said, you're going to do it. Whether it falls apart, you know, whatever happens, it will happen. But you're going to do it because you decided a while ago that you were going to do it. And it was that pep talk that day that pushed me forward, and it allowed me to continue to go on and compete thereafter. So I said, those little lessons that you learn, then, you know, you will carry with you throughout the rest of your life, you know.
And that angel that you had there, responsible for all this.
Exactly. He had a big hand in it, even though he doesn't know. So, Ronnie Jones, this is your fault.
Hey, Ronnie!
Let's see. We have a question for Rossana. What made you decide to go into this career field?
Oh, this career, my Lord. I think in my past life, I must have been a hairstylist.
Okay.
Because I always wanted to do hair.
That's what you just wanted to do?
You can ask my cousin, Carolyn. She's probably online right now. I would cut her bangs. She would cut mine too. She was supposed to be a hairstylist too, and I don't know what happened. So I ended up, you know, going to beauty school. But it was something that I was attracted to, and I wanted to do it. And not only that, but I mean, I wanted to be a social worker. Believe it or not,
well,
that's what
we do that too.
And then, because you do a little bit of everything, you know. And I really love to teach. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? And then it's funny how this career brought everything together for me. Because working in a beauty school, you are you're not just an educator, you're a social worker. I mean, you're helping people. And whenever my students would tell me, hey, oh my God, you know, I don't have money for this, or I need to pay my light bill, here I am calling the power company and, you know, doing things for them. So, you know, just helping them get ahead.
And that's what it's about, I think.
Exactly. So it's the passion. It's very important to follow your dreams and not just get stuck in one place, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a hairstylist and work behind the chair, because they do beautiful work.
Absolutely.
And they have an amazing clientele, and it's great. I mean, but then if you want to get ahead, you know, and I was always looking to move ahead.
Do other things.
And big part of that, believe it or not, is my husband.
Okay.
Oh, you have to give him credit. He always tell me, hey, you know, you're so good on the camera. Why don't you teach? So that's when, okay, you know what, maybe I can be an educator. Maybe I can be on stage. Maybe I can do this. So it's also the people that are behind you that help you.
And you know what? I'm so glad that you brought that up because support system is so important.
Exactly.
You know, so important. I see so many of our students, or I'll just say now, over the years, so I've been with my school almost 15 years, that you see those who really don't have the support system that doing something like any type of schooling really requires, so they start to struggle a little bit more, and then that's where it comes, you know, those who are who just have that passion and that instinct to help, you know, people like yourself, that really helps push them forward and carry them through, because everybody doesn't have, but a support system is really key.
It is very important.
When you, especially I think for this type of business, because not only do you need one in school, when you start out, especially for those who may not be in a commission salon, but who go right into booth rent salons, you have to have a support system, because you're not making that money, you know, from the first day, unless you started to build a clientele before. So you really do need a support system throughout.
Yeah, throughout your career, that's really important to have, you know, whether it's your family or you know, your friends.
Friends, right.
Yeah, because, you know, we cannot forget our friends.
Absolutely.
I have wonderful friends that had helped me tremendously. Family, of course. I mean, when I was traveling all over the place, my husband was the one staying with my daughter. And he's an amazing dad.
Right.
And, you know, my mother-in-law, my mom, you know, the whole family. They're like, oh, yeah, that's what she wants to do, so we need to help her.
Right.
You know? And
that's the important thing. And I'm sure that they feel a sense of proudness, you know, knowing that, you know, I helped her. I used to keep that baby while she was on the road, right?
That daughter of yours? I love
right.
No, my daughter. So, yeah, she's a wonderful girl.
Yes.
My clone.
I was about to say, and it's her twin. Oh my goodness, if you ever see them on social media, I said, it's like sisters, like almost twin sisters.
Yes, we are sisters.
Okay, so we are going to take a break, our first break of the evening. Again, this is Shear Chat with Rossana. I'm here with Rossana Serrano, and we will be back in a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another evening of Shear Chat with my special guest, Rossana. And right now we're going to talk a little bit more about what she does. So Rossana, tell everyone what you did the last time you were with us.
Yes, of course. Well, the last time we did this wonderful color seminar, and we focused on two products. One of them was Flare Me, our permanent fashion colors.
Right.
I know the funky colors, and I know they all went crazy with it,
which was amazing.
Yes.
First of all, what was it, the raspberry?
Yeah.
Beautiful color.
Yeah, and then
beautiful
we had
color.
the
Yes.
blues, and we had the green. And the amazing thing about this product is it's permanent, because normally, you know, you find semi and, you know, and demi, but this is a permanent color. And it's used with a developer. So we do recommend to use it with a 10 volume, because we also do recommend for the hair to be pre-lightened before you apply it. So that's why you only need 10 volume developer. It's just deposit the color.
Right.
And then our brand new baby, it's paint.
Okay.
Now paint, it is a semi-permanent color.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be used with a developer. It could be used straight from, you know, from the bottle. Not straight from the bottle, but you don't need to add any developer to it. Well, you can use it straight from the bottle.
Well, yeah, because it's what would be considered. I was asking earlier about direct dye colors, which is very popular now. If you look, most of the lines are coming out with colors that you can use directly from the bottle onto the hair, per se, without any kind of mixing.
And it has a beautiful 14 shades plus the clear, so it makes it 15 shades. And whenever you buy the product, whatever the color is of the box, it's the actual color inside.
Nice.
So you see like the beautiful bright yellow.
Right.
So that's how the color that you will be getting. And again, you should pre-line the hair before.
Right.
Yeah, because if I was to use it on myself right now, I could probably use the red, and you can see maybe a little bit of it, but not as bright as if the hair was a little bit lighter.
So for everyone, those who do not do hair, what we're talking about in terms of pre-lightening is I'm hesitant to even say this, but just so that you kind of get the relation, it's what the consumer normally says is bleach, but we call it lighten. So we pre-lighten the hair to remove some of the dark color.
Exactly.
And that's where you go in through your the tone of the hair. It becomes lighter, which makes the color easier to see when it is deposited onto the hair. So that is kind of a general lay explanation without trying to get too technical about it.
So think of a white wall. If I was to put red on the white wall, you will probably see the red a lot more.
See, this
if
is
I
why
was to
she's
put
the
it
educator.
on this
Right.
Yeah.
You would not. And that's a great way to relate it. That's great. I didn't think about that, but that is
So
excellent.
It's very, simple way to remember.
Right.
Yeah. How, to use the product.
Okay.
And like I said before, it's very easy to use. Beautiful results. And the clear that comes with it, it allows for the product to be more pastel.
Okay.
So if you don't want that very bright blue, you can make it a little bit like a light blue.
So it'll be like a little shearer.
Exactly.
Okay, very nice.
So,
So now, is the clear something that can be used on the hair alone?
Sure, it could be used for shine, but we normally use it mostly to mix with the different shades.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. Okay, so then also with the paint, where is that available? Is it available yet?
Sally Beauty.
Okay, Sally Beauty. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I know right now they're having a sale where you buy one and you get 150% off. So it's a great time to try it.
Right.
You'll get you can get 2 different shades or play with it.
Okay, so that's good. So for those who may want to pick up the color, you can go to Sally Beauty Supply, and you get the buy one get 150% off. Try the colors out, see how you like them. The great thing about Sally's is that it is open to the consumer. It's not a professional only store, so everyone can actually go in there and have an opportunity to try out the product. The great thing that I like about Sally's is that the consultants are always there and they are very helpful.
Right.
So if you have any questions about what it is that you're seeing or how to use the product, they're able to assist you so that you don't run into those troubles that sometimes you go into other beauty supply stores and you pick up things and you ask them, hey, how do I use this? And they're like, I don't know. Sally's representatives are very helpful in that way. So you'll be able to really get a feel and get a little knowledge about the product before you walk out.
Exactly. And one of the great things that we have, I have a team of 6 people. My color consultants. Right. They're my rock stars. They're amazing. They do go to Sally Beauty at least twice a week, 2 days a week.
Right.
And I have different areas that they go to. For instance, here in Virginia, Maryland, I have Constance.
Right, and we love Constance. Yes.
New York, New Jersey, I have Patrick. Philadelphia has Scott, and I'm naming all of them because I know they're watching.
Right.
And if I miss one.
Hey, people.
Boston, I have Maria. In Connecticut, I have Bern.
Okay. So
now she calls herself Barbie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and then we're in the process of, getting 2 more people. So
nice.
I just want to make sure that when the stylists or the students or the consumers go into Sally, like you said, that there will be somebody there that can actually help them. Yeah.
Which I find is so important. It's so important. I can't tell you how many times I actually talk to clients in the salon and they say, oh, when I went to the beauty supply store, they couldn't really help me. So generally what they do is they look around and they'll say, do you do hair? So you always find the hairstylist that happens to be somewhere in there.
We look like hairstylists.
Right, exactly. We're in there with our apron on or all black, the signature things.
The universal uniform.
Right. And then they ask those questions, but it's great to have somebody who is a representative of the store, to really be able to answer those questions.
Yeah, and my people are, of course, they're trained and they're amazing, and they're all educators too.
Right.
So they are able to not only help the professionals, the students, but the consumers.
Okay.
And make it a very easy way, like we just did with the wall and the...
Right. To break it down as easy as you most possibly can.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's great. So is there anything else with the product that we should know about?
It is wonderful. It smells amazing. You don't need foils. So you can actually, so a lot of my stylists, what they're doing, because it's clay based. Okay. So a lot of my stylists, what they're doing, for instance, they apply the product, they do maybe like a braid, and then they do another section. So you can also be very creative.
Nice.
And not use just one color, you can use different ones. You know?
And then I guess with that type of process, that gives you the different, it adds more dimension to the color.
Exactly.
As opposed to just being, all one color. That's a
great
great
everyone
technique.
is using it, not just the millennials.
Right.
Everyone. I mean, I've seen ladies up there with gray hair, and you see the little pink streak or the blue.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting just stuck with their gray. You have a little bit of, I don't want to say a little bit of a flair, but you do have a little flair, right?
You do.
So that's really good. So I'm trying to think, because I think that's something that I would love to try. I want to see. Now you said it's 14 colors, and then
in the clear, so that makes it
15. Right. So what type of colors do you have for that?
Well, we have blue, we have bright yellow, like what you were telling me that yellow.
Right.
Red, of course.
Okay.
Green. We have teal, which is very pretty.
Right.
We have one that's called mauve. Beautiful. It's more like. Because when we did it in one of the models, it actually looks like rose gold.
Okay, because that's what I was going to say. Is it like the dusty rose?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's amazing. I mean, and all the results that come out of it, it's beautiful. And again, you can use it clear, so if you want to make it a little bit more pastel, you can do some sections a little bit brighter, maybe other ones a little bit like,
Okay, that's really exciting. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you actually now have to go to Sally's and check it out. But we do have a question. It comes from Crystal. Let's see. Crystal Moon. Her question is, what is the best way to get color buildup out of the ends of your hair besides cutting it off?
Crystal Moon. I don't know Crystal Moon. You should know that. She's one of my color consultants.
Really?
Yes.
Crystal, you don't know that?
She's testing me.
Okay, see, I didn't think about that. Okay, so what's the answer?
Well, actually, there's different ways that you can do it. One of our products that we have that is amazing, it's our liner, a Wella Color Champ liner.
Okay.
You can actually mix it with the demi activator, the developer, the demi, and you mix it. You can apply it on the hair, and the sections that you want to remove the color, because maybe sometimes you don't want to remove everything, maybe just the ends or the ombre.
Right.
So you can apply it to the hair, leave it on for like 20 minutes, and then rinse it out, see if it came off. If you still have a little bit more hair, you can do it again. Okay. So you can actually do it twice.
Really?
The same day. Of course, again, you need to be careful with, the how the hair is. If it's not porous, it's not over processed. And that's something that, you should be doing that before you even do it in your consultation.
Right.
You should be looking at the hair.
So now let me ask you, since you brought that up, if you can do it twice, what's the process in between? So generally, like for most times that when you have to dry the hair again, and same type of thing?
Yes, I would, you don't have to do 100% dry, but you do need to remove the moisture.
Okay.
And kind of towel dry it and see how it looks, because you're still going to see if it's still dark, or if you're trying to remove some of the fashion colors from the hair. So if you still see that it's some left, you can go ahead and apply it one more time, but no more than twice.
Okay.
And then again, if you see that the hair is not in good condition, of course you only do it once.
Right. So your consultation will be key.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's great.
Important.
So that's the two latest products, the Flare Me and the Paint, which is so exciting. So please stop by Sally Beauty and check those out. Check out those two lines under the Clairol brand.
Yes.
And we are going to take another quick break, and we will be back with one of my favorite segments, which I entitled The Tea, where we talk about current events.
Okay.
All right. So we'll be back in a moment.
Sure.
All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you all so much for watching. We had some awesome questions in our last segment. And before we move on to the tea, we wanted to just add some additional information about the color line that we introduced in our last segment.
Well, first of all, I need to clarify something. I'm sorry, guys. About paints. Okay. I did mention that it was clay-based.
Yes.
And it's not. It's conditioning-based.
Okay.
Yeah, clay-based is collider colors.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I got so much into this.
Right. The colors.
Throwing words in there.
Okay, so then what's the good thing about it being conditioner-based?
Conditioner-based, first of all, once you rinse the product out, the hair will feel like silk.
Okay.
Yeah, and being this is a semi-permanent color, first of all, we do recommend for the hair to be clean.
Okay.
Before you apply it. Once you apply it, you leave it on. You let it process, and then you just rinse it out. You do not use shampoo.
Okay.
At the end.
Good, because your shampoo process should take place prior to applying the color.
Exactly.
So remember that, guys.
Yes.
For semi-permanent colors, you definitely want to shampoo and make sure you're working with clean hair prior to applying any color. And then that way afterwards you're just rinsing and then maybe conditioning and moving forward with your service.
And that also applies for the beautiful collection.
Right, which we love.
Hey, I
because
know you guys love it.
Exactly. We love the beautiful collection.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we have done that, we are going to move on to the tea. So this week's tea, oh my goodness, there has been so much that has been taking place in the news this week.
Yes.
Let's start first with the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So for those who do not know, this past weekend was the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is they affectionately call it the Nerd Prom, which I think is, so horrible that they do that. But it's a name that they've come to, just love and accept, so they move forward. But they had the host be Michelle Wolf, which is a really exciting comedian. I love to watch Michelle Wolf. I watch her all the time on YouTube, watch her stuff. And so she, like many of the comedians that we've come to know and love, she says, like we said earlier, says what we're thinking, but we're afraid to say it, but she will put it out there.
Okay.
And so the interesting thing about the event was that she really gave a roast as opposed to just regular, comedic jokes. She kind of hard hit the Trump administration. So she hit him, Reince Priebus, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kellyanne Conway, and even Ivanka. So with that being said, I know we like Ivanka. She's been kind of quiet, and then one of the things I'll talk about that for a second, because one of the things that has been said about her is we were looking forward to Ivanka being a part of the administration because we thought that she was going to be the voice of reason, and she has been relatively silent since it all started. So, I said, poor Ivanka, she did get it, over at the dinner, but, you make your bed, you gotta lie in it. But anyway, so tell me, what are your thoughts about that?
Can I breathe first? No.
Yes, take a breath.
All right, so I'm not going to act like a politician. Well, first of all, I did not see the show because I was driving from upstate New York to Washington, so I was not able to see the show. I did see a little bit of it, some clips this morning on the news.
Yes, because it's been playing over and over again.
I was drying my hair. So interesting. Now, for what my understanding, that show is a roast, right?
Right.
So I guess she was doing what she was told to do.
Yeah.
And I guess the only difference is at the end, usually you have the person, that I guess in this case would have been Trump.
Right.
Saying his side of the.
Right.
Yeah. He was not there, so he was not able to roast the lady back.
And which was kind of the interesting thing because this is the second dinner that he's missed. So I did go back and look and see, well, what was he doing? He was doing a rally. And at the rally, he said, well, why would I go to a dinner where everybody hates me?
I wouldn't go.
Exactly. Well, so when he put it like that, I said, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't want to go. But if it has become the tradition, I think he should, reach out and well, not reach out, but he should go because it's part of the tradition that he should be there. But we know Trump is Trump, and therefore he does not follow the standards. So that's that.
Some people make differences in this world.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess everyone has their options to attend or not.
Right.
And I'm kind of neutral on this, and yeah, I guess it would have been nice for him to be there.
Yeah.
But then again, I know he was having this really amazing rally with his people.
One, right.
So I don't know,
right.
you know. But then again, I didn't see the show, so I can't really tell you.
Well, you know, I just watched a couple of clips and I heard some of the jokes, and I was like, you know, while they were funny, which most jokes are, you know, I could deem some inappropriate, but in knowing the history of the event, you know that some of the jokes will be inappropriate. And overall, the goal of the dinner is to raise money for young journalists, you know, who are trying to go into that career field. So I think, you know, that's where people's mind have to be. You know, what's the goal of us being here? Forget all this stuff. But then the one thing that also stuck out to me was that while everybody was complaining about Michelle Wolf's jokes and how crass they were, it was a lot of the same things we hear or we read on the Twitter page of the president on a daily basis. So it was ironic that they, a lot of people felt that it was inappropriate for her to say certain things, but they don't deem his words on a daily basis to be inappropriate.
I see.
So that was kind of, you know, a surprising thing. And I think a lot of people were surprised by that in listening to the commentary.
I see.
So
I see.
for that, that's enough of that one, but we'll move on. The other big thing was Bill Cosby. So it has been 9 months since the first trial, which was deemed a mistrial. So now he's come back. He has been convicted found convicted on 3 counts, which can hold up to 10 years each. And so, of course, we're not going to touch that because, you know, I like to talk my law, but I don't want to go into that portion.
I know you were jury duty for like a month. I was in jury duty for 2 weeks.
But guess what? I got called again, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I get involved in it. You're like, oh, wait a minute.
I'm so excited, but I can't even talk about that.
Okay,
But
so you can.
So
that's right.
With Bill Cosby, he's 80 years old, with a possibility of serving 30 years in jail. At 80 years old, that means if he lives that long, he'll be in there until he's 110.
Consequences, I guess.
But what do you think about that? Do you think is that really reasonable? At 80 years old?
At 80 years old. Well, he was found guilty.
Yes.
And we do need to follow the law as an attorney. I know a lot of you love him, and I grew up watching him on TV, and to me he was like the example dad, and it's really shocking to see now what people are saying that he did. I wasn't there, so I don't know.
You don't know, right?
But I guess people need to serve what they've been, you know.
Very true.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, my heart is like, oh, but he's so old. Why don't you just keep him in a little room in his house?
Excuse me.
You know, but that might be unfair to the women. That's
true, and that's where I think the whole situation lies. They're trying to do what's really right, especially and fair for the women who have had to endure, just living with what has been done to them for all those years, and then having to go over the past year. And they said that actually the cross-examination for this case was really tough. Like, the attorney really, really beat the women hard, trying to, just really show that they were not telling the truth. But ultimately, he told the truth. He told it. He said that he did use the drug, the Quaalude, to eventually have sex with the women, which was, it was, I don't know if
to
it was
relax him or something.
I don't know. I think he had a momentary lapse, you know. But for the last incident to happen in 2004, which was shocking to me, because in my mind, I was just thinking, this is, has happened a long time ago. But then when I remember 2004, that wasn't too long ago.
I know.
And in 2004, sir, you were in your 60s.
I know. Well, he was still.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah.
But I'm like, I couldn't believe that. So I thought that was interesting. But then, so I believed that, I think he's too old to go to jail for 30 years or to have that type of sentence. But I do understand with the law, they do give that. And then the sentence could be commuted or reduced or what have you, which it may be because of the age. But the other question was the demographic of the jury, which I found to be very interesting. Now, I'm going to try to remember this off the top of my head, but I think it was 5 white women, 6 white men, a black woman, and a black male.
That's it. See,
That
that's
was
not
it.
very.
I didn't think that was very diverse. Now, I said, well, maybe for the area in Pennsylvania they were in, their jury pool was kind of small. Or, it's not, I'll say the pool is not very racially diverse.
I see.
But I thought that it was kind of interesting.
See that?
Yeah. And I would have thought it would have been a little more of a balance.
I see.
But I thought it was interesting that it was not.
Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, I've seen that a lot. When I was going to jury duty, same thing was happening. I'm like, oh, you know? Yeah, so.
And see, when I was on grand jury, and so it was 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I remember. You were gone.
I loved it.
He was gone.
I loved it. But that was one of the things that I thought about going in, and I had asked later on, I think it was like around week 3, we started to talk about it.
Okay.
And I said, I noticed what the demographic was, and we were pretty much balanced, which was good to see. Balance between male and female, as well as black and white. So I thought it was a really good balance of people there, and I think, I'm not certain if that, just thinking back on some of the cases, I think that whether it was unbalanced or if it were unbalanced, we probably would have voted the same way, because I think the people we had were really good. They paid attention to the facts, and I think overall that's really what matters. But I always think about if it's if there's more of one race versus the other, would that change the vote? Especially in dealing with certain communities. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But we have come to the end of our show for this evening.
Already?
I know,
God,
isn't it so quick?
We're gonna make it longer.
It's so quick, but I'm telling you, that's what happens when you're having fun. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Rossana, thank you again for being here all the way from New York, upstate New York, where it's still cold.
Yeah.
She's enjoying our mild weather here, even though today was a surprise. It hasn't been like this.
See, I brought the warmth.
Yeah, you did. You brought the warmth from the cold.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. They sent it to me from Miami.
So it came up south and met you here.
Yes,
we enjoy that.
Yes.
All right, so again, thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, you can stop by Sally's Beauty and experience the 2 brands by Clairol. Yes. Rossana, tell us how we can keep up with you, or are you on social media, anything like that?
Yes, I am. I am on social media, so you guys can friend me on Rossana Serrano, Rossana Serrano, Serrano. And you can also follow me, because we do a lot of seminars. And normally what I do post on my Facebook page whenever we're doing events, whether it's here in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, all over the world.
Right.
Yeah, so, and we'll be friends.
So that way you guys can drop in and attend some of the seminars, especially, the beauty school students. So if you're a beauty school student anywhere on the coast,
I have to mention Robert fans. I know she's watching me.
Okay.
Mina Torres. Hi, honey. She's in New York.
Okay.
New Jersey, yeah. So,
See,
yeah.
my home area.
Yeah, I know. You need to come
Right.
back. I'm going to steal you. Don't tell about it.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
But please, follow her on social media so that you can keep abreast of all the color seminars. When she drops in the stores, they do things, or she may be in a beauty school near you, so that way you'll know what's coming. And as far as me, you can find me always right here on Facebook under Shear Chat, and you can find me also on YouTube under Shear Chat with Rashawn Broadnex. So, on that note, we are going to conclude for the evening. Thank you again for joining us. We thank you for our studio audience, even though they're silent tonight.
Yeah, why are you so quiet? Come on.
Right, do the little dance. We were talking about, oh my goodness, now I forgot his name. The guy who was doing the interview on BBC, and his children came in, and they came in dancing. It was hilarious.
That would be me with my dog, with Choco, and my husband.
Like, hey.
George. Hey, I have to say hi to George.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, George, for letting Rossana come all the way down here and spend some time in DC. All right, so thanks again, and have a great evening.
Bye, guys.